Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
You've never worked with Quentin, have you?
No, he's never hired me.
Quentin?
He's never hired me.
And Denzel went ham on my... He was like, I'm the director. Don't you tell him what to do. And I was like, listen, this is my show.
Making a movie is a luxury. It's a gift. It's an opportunity, and most importantly, it's a gift. Obviously, everybody here is talented enough to do that, but don't get it twisted. It's just a movie. It ain't that big a deal.
Jim Carrey has never shied away from speaking his mind about Hollywood's darker side, and now he's turning the spotlight onto Denzel Washington. The question is, why does an industry that thrives on glamour and fame seem to have a problem with one of its most celebrated stars? Is it Denzel's steadfast integrity, his unwillingness to compromise his principles, or could there be an even deeper reason behind the tension? Stay tuned as we unravel the mystery behind this surprising revelation.
You know, people say, oh, the difficulty of making a movie. I'm like, let's send your son to Iraq. That's difficult. It's just a movie. It's like, relax. I don't play that precious nonsense.
Public feuds with Hollywood powerhouses like Quentin Tarantino, to whispers of deeper industry tensions, Jim Carrey isn't holding back as he dives into why Denzel Washington seems to be at odds with Tinseltown. Is it Denzel's unyielding principles, his refusal to conform, or something buried beneath Hollywood's polished exterior? Let's uncover the truth behind this intriguing divide.
You've never worked with Quentin, have you?
No, he's never hired me.
Quentin?
He's never hired me.
Quentin Tarantino's public feuds to Ellen Pompeo's subtle digs, Jim Carrey is unraveling the mystery behind Hollywood's apparent grudge against Denzel Washington. Is it his unshakable integrity, refusal to conform, or a deeper truth the industry doesn't want revealed? Let's dive into the tension beneath Tinseltown's glittering facade.
And Denzel went ham on my... He was like, I'm the director. Don't you tell him what to do. And I was like, listen, this is my show.
Washington's no-nonsense approach has undoubtedly ruffled some feathers in Hollywood. But could there be a deeper, darker reason fueling the animosity against him? Let's uncover the truths hidden behind the industry's glamorous facade. Today we uncover the real reasons why Hollywood hates Denzel Washington and why Jim Carrey is speaking out. Let's start with the explosive feud between Denzel Washington and Ellen Pompeo. Ellen Pompeo, the long-standing star of Grey's Anatomy, shocked fans when she publicly revealed details of her heated clash with Hollywood legend Denzel Washington. The incident took place in 2016, when Denzel directed an episode of the hit medical drama. While viewers loved seeing his name attached to the show, the vibe on set was far from harmonious. During an episode of her Tell Me podcast, Ellen shared the story. She explained that during a scene where her character was supposed to apologize to another character, she decided to improvise, saying, "Look at me when you apologize. Look at me." This wasn't in the script, and it didn't sit well with Denzel.
And Denzel went ham on my... He was like, I'm the director. Don't you tell him what to do. And I was like, listen, this is my show.
As if that wasn't enough, Ellen decided to escalate the situation by bringing Denzel's wife into the drama. When Denzel's wife visited the set, Ellen recounted, "I told his wife that he yelled at me today, and I'm not okay with him. I'm not looking at him, and I'm not talking to him." Fans were stunned by her candor, and many criticized her for overstepping boundaries. What made matters worse was Ellen's critique of Denzel's directing skills on the podcast. She commented, "Denzel's a movie star, right? He doesn't know how to direct TV." Although she acknowledged his charisma, saying, "Denzel has it in spades for sure," her remarks came off as dismissive and entitled. The backlash online was immediate and intense. Social media lit up with fans calling out Ellen's behavior, accusing her of disrespecting Denzel Washington, and then trying to play the victim to his wife. And she thinks this is a good story? I keep trying to root for her because I've enjoyed Grey's Anatomy so much, but the stories she tells herself keep getting worse and worse," one user posted. Another enraged fan added, "Who even is she? What awards has she won? She has one show. One. People don't even know her name. Folks literally know Denzel's walk. Who does Ellen impressions? No one. Denzel deserved better. She deserved less. And for this right here, she will perpetually deserve less." Others highlighted how Ellen seemed to portray herself as the victim despite her own combative attitude. This wasn't the first time Ellen faced criticism for questionable behavior. In 2016, she was called out for using dark-skinned emojis despite being white. At the time, Pompeo had posted about A&E's documentary about the Ku Klux Klan, expressing happiness that the network changed the title. She shared her enthusiasm with a black clapping emoji and a black thumbs-up emoji. When confronted, Ellen noted that she's married to a black man and has 2 biracial children, a fairly dismissive comment implying her association with black people meant she got it. She tweeted, "You do realize being married to a black man and having black children can make you a target from racist white people, right? That's a thing," she added. "Yeah, that's most definitely a thing. And you know what else is a thing? White people get defensive when black people try to talk to them about race and their experiences with racism." Ellen eventually apologized to those she offended, saying, "I'm so sad that people attacked me over standing up for equality. I'm sad that people chose anger, and I'm sorry if I offended anyone."
Can see where if people were insecure, I guess you'd be scared by it. But it's so much easier to just celebrate it and just thank the universe for giving us people of color.
Ellen's feud with Denzel left a sour impression on fans, with many questioning her professionalism and attitude. Meanwhile, Denzel Washington's reputation remains intact. The whole episode is a testament to the fact that respect, both on and off set, is key. Regardless of one's star power, and then there's Quentin Tarantino.
You've never worked with Quentin, have you?
No, he's never hired me.
Quentin,
He's never hired me.
Quentin, what's the problem with you? What's wrong with you? Why have you not ever written a film for Denzel?
I haven't been that lucky.
In the mid-1990s, Quentin Tarantino was Hollywood's favorite provocateur, shaking up the industry with films like Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction. Known for his sharp dialogue and bold storytelling, he was in high demand, not just for his own projects, but also as a script doctor. If a movie needed extra flair, Tarantino was the guy to call. However, when he joined Tony Scott's Crimson Tide, his sharp tongue and polarizing ideas didn't sit well with everyone, especially Denzel Washington. Their clash on the Crimson Tide set became the stuff of Hollywood legend. While Washington has publicly claimed they buried the hatchet years later, some believe Tarantino still harbors resentment over what went down. Crimson Tide is a tense 1995 action thriller about a nuclear standoff, featuring powerhouse performances by Gene Hackman and Denzel Washington. Hackman plays Captain Ramsey, a traditionalist Navy officer, while Washington's Lieutenant Commander Ron Hunter is the modern level-headed counterpoint. Their constant power struggle was at the core of the film, but behind the scenes, it wasn't just the characters clashing. The matter, we'll do it right here in front of everyone. This public confrontation only added to the tension between the two men on set. Washington's discomfort with the racially charged dialogue was clear, and Tarantino, known for his confrontational and unapologetic style, wasn't about to back down either. The scene meant to highlight the stark differences between the two characters, Hackman's traditional Captain Ramsey and Washington's more progressive Lieutenant Commander Hunter, was supposed to be a moment of tension and ideological clash. However, the racial undertones stirred a different kind of controversy, one that clearly rubbed Washington the wrong way, though Tarantino has since defended his use of provocative language in his films, claiming it's a tool to show the rawness of characters and their environments. Washington's confrontation on set suggested that not everyone was comfortable with the director's methods. Despite the apparent resolution between the two, Many speculate that Tarantino may still hold some resentment towards Washington for challenging his creative choices so openly. The fallout from their on-set confrontation had long-lasting consequences. For Tarantino, known for his bold, unapologetic style, the clash with Washington was just another chapter in his ongoing relationship with controversy. His films, which often featured racially charged language and themes, continued to stir debate. However, Washington's firm stance against Tarantino's provocations highlighted the actor's unwillingness to compromise on matters of respect, particularly when it came to race. For Washington, who had built a career on his integrity and selective partnerships, the fallout was significant. Despite his continued success in Hollywood, his refusal to work with Tarantino made a statement. The two never collaborated again, and Tarantino's works, such as Django Unchained and The Hateful Eight, went on without the actor. Washington's absence from these films was seen by many as a sign of his unwillingness to compromise his principles, marking a definitive break in their professional relationship. While both men continued to thrive in their respective careers, the lingering tension between them served as a reminder of how deeply personal and complex the world of Hollywood can be, particularly when it comes to the intersection of race, art, and respect.
He's never hired me.
Quentin,
He's never hired me.
2012, the situation between Washington and Tarantino took an unexpected turn. Washington's daughter Kaya worked as an editorial production assistant on Django Unchained, and during a 2012 GQ interview, Washington acknowledged the irony of the situation, commenting, "Isn't that interesting how life goes?" He then revealed that he had sought out Tarantino a decade earlier to apologize. Washington explained, "I sought him out 10 years ago. I told him, look, I apologize. You've just got to let that go. Are you going to walk around with that the rest of your life?" Tarantino seemed relieved by the conversation. On the surface, this appeared to be a mature resolution. However, some fans remain unconvinced. Despite Washington's apology, Tarantino has never publicly addressed their falling out or any reconciliation. Interestingly, despite working with numerous A-list stars, Tarantino has never collaborated with Washington again. Given Tarantino's famously stubborn nature, some fans speculate that the director may not have fully let go of the issue. After all, Tarantino has unapologetically defended his controversial creative choices throughout his career. It's easy to imagine that he could still view Washington's public confrontation as a personal slight. Moving on, the 2022 Oscars slap incident further spotlighted the underlying tensions between two Hollywood heavyweights, Denzel Washington and Chris Rock. The slap, which took place during the live broadcast, sent shockwaves through the industry and ignited a multitude of controversies. However, it also exposed the complex dynamics between Washington and Rock, two of Hollywood's most influential figures.
To me, getting smacked by Suge Smith, everybody knows, yes, I've got smacked at Oscars by this. And people like, did it hurt? It still hurts.
Denzel Washington has built a reputation as a Hollywood statesman known for his wisdom and grace. Chris Rock's comedy often thrives on controversy and sharp wit. Their contrasting personas clashed in a way that many believe went beyond just one night at the infamous Oscars. On that night, Will Smith shocked the world when he slapped Chris Rock on stage for a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith. The aftermath was chaotic, with Smith visibly emotional and Rock stunned yet composed. During the commercial break, Denzel Washington stepped in to counsel Smith, reportedly delivering the now famous line, "At your highest moment, be careful. That's when the devil comes for you." This moment of calm and wisdom highlighted the deeper tensions between the two men, with Washington's advice offering a rare glimpse into the inner dynamics of Hollywood's biggest stars.
Denzel said to me a few minutes ago, he said, "At your highest moment, be careful. That's when the devil comes for you."
Denzel's intervention was widely praised, but it may have added another layer to his already strained relationship with Chris Rock. While Washington extended his support to Smith and even prayed with him backstage, Rock appeared to be left out of that moment of solace. This raised eyebrows for many. Why didn't Washington, the supposed peacemaker, also comfort Rock? Washington's response to the Oscars slap, where he seemed more focused on supporting Will Smith than addressing Rock's plight, hinted at an unspoken tension. Some believe Washington's actions implied an alignment with Smith over Rock, possibly due to a past friction between the two. The feud, or perceived feud, between Washington and Rock might stem from their fundamentally different approaches to life and art. Denzel, often regarded as Hollywood's moral compass, has built a career on dignity and gravitas. His choice of roles and public persona reflect a deep sense of responsibility and purpose. Rock, on the other hand, thrives on irreverence. His comedy pushes boundaries, often crossing lines that others wouldn't dare approach. Their contrasting styles may have contributed to the underlying tension that became apparent during that pivotal Oscars moment.
Like, well, what's this girl, Meghan Markle? Just complaining. I was like, didn't she hit the light-skin lottery? Acting all dumb like, no, nothing. I had no idea how racist they were. It's the royal family. They're the original race.
This willingness to court controversy might not sit well with Washington, who values decorum and respect above all. The two also diverge on how they navigate the racial politics of Hollywood. Rock's comedy often critiques systemic racism head-on, using satire to expose uncomfortable truths. Washington, while not shying away from addressing race, tends to take a more measured and diplomatic approach, focusing on representation through his work rather than direct confrontation. Despite no overt blowouts, the tension between Denzel Washington and Chris Rock seems to persist. Their Oscars night dynamic, Washington stepping in as a mentor to Smith while Rock stood alone, reinforced the idea that the two don't see eye to eye. Some fans have speculated that Rock might harbor resentment toward Washington for not publicly supporting him after the slap. Others believe Washington sees Rock's humor as abrasive and disrespectful, clashing with his own values. And what about Tyler Perry? When you think of Tyler Perry and Denzel Washington, you might imagine two prominent black figures in Hollywood, supporting each other's endeavors. However, surprisingly, their relationship has been marked by tension. Despite praying together on public stages, their differences, both personal and professional, have fueled speculation about a quiet feud between the two. Tyler Perry and Denzel Washington represent two distinct worlds of storytelling.
Him and Tyler Perry can't play a man to save their life. They play good women, and I believe that the best actor should be in the best role.
Perry's fans argue that his movies reflect real-life experiences and struggles. His detractors, including those in Denzel's camp, feel that his films often pander to harmful tropes for the sake of laughs and ticket sales. Denzel's alleged disdain for Perry may also stem from his alignment with Spike Lee's philosophy. Both Denzel and Lee have a long-standing professional relationship, collaborating on films like Malcolm X. Their shared vision for art as a tool for societal progress likely makes Perry's brand of comedy drama seem, at best, misguided, and at worst, damaging. Tyler Perry hasn't stayed silent amid the criticisms. During an interview on Who's Talking to Chris Wallace, Perry addressed the backlash, claiming that much of it stems from classism within the black community. According to Perry, his stories resonate with millions because they're inspired by real people he grew up with. People whose stories deserve to be told, even if they don't fit into highbrow narratives. There's a certain part of our society, especially black people, that look down on certain things within the culture, Perry said. He emphasized that his work reflects his personal experiences and the lives of people he knew, arguing that dismissing his movies is akin to erasing those stories altogether. The tension between Perry and Washington has sparked debates among fans. Some agree with Denzel, believing Perry's work perpetuates stereotypes and lowers the standard for black cinema. Others defend Perry, seeing his movies as heartfelt expressions of his upbringing and community. One fan put it this way: Tyler's movies aren't perfect, but they resonate with people who see themselves in those characters. Not everyone grew up in a Spike movie or a Denzel drama. Perry's work is his way of telling his truth. And then there is Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey and Denzel Washington are two legendary names. But they seem to. Steve Harvey and Denzel Washington have very different approaches to life and success, which might explain why Steve allegedly has issues with Denzel. Steve has built his career on comedy, TV hosting, and his brand as a relationship guru. But some say his rise hasn't been as wholesome as it appears. Denzel, on the other hand, is respected for his work ethic, humility, and dedication to his family. These differences could explain the tension between them. For starters, Steve's career is marked by allegations of dishonesty and exploitation. Comedian Mark Curry accused him of stealing jokes, revealing that Steve performed an entire Halloween routine on his show that Curry claims was based on his own experiences. Curry said, "He did my whole Halloween run, and I know he didn't think of it. That was true stuff that really happened to me." Allegations like these tarnished Steve's image as a self-made star. Now, in case you are wondering, here's the joke Curry was talking about. Dr. Mogliver bit his tongue to decompress before driving. An interview. To make matters worse, Curry alleged that Steve stole his comedic material not just once, but twice. This added fuel to the fire of the ongoing tension between the two, with many questioning Steve's ethics and integrity in his rise to fame.
You've heard me say that every Halloween I had the same outfit. I just had a brown box. And he just told me to tell everybody I was a UPS man.
Now, to make matters worse, Curry alleged that Steve allegedly stole his comedic material not just once, but twice.
My thing with Steve Harvey is that he used my material on both his platforms.
Yeah.
After I talked to him, I saw him at Def Jam, I went up and talked to him, I said, man, you use...
Denzel, however, has always taken a different route. His focus has been on self-improvement, hard work, and integrity, while Steve has been accused of taking shortcuts. Denzel has built his reputation on discipline and commitment. This stark contrast might explain why Denzel has seemingly thrown subtle shade at Steve over the years. Denzel's speeches often emphasize the importance of being a responsible father and husband, which some see as indirect criticism of Steve. During one of his speeches, Denzel said, "We have a responsibility and a duty to be fathers, not to just make babies, but to be real fathers." These words hit differently when you consider Steve's history. Steve's marriage to Marjorie Harvey began with controversy, as Marjorie was allegedly his mistress while he was still married to his ex-wife, Marilee Harvey. Reports even suggest that Marjorie helped Steve with legal matters during his divorce before they tied the knot. On the other hand, Denzel's personal life is a testament to stability and commitment. He has been married to Peta Washington for over 40 years, and often credits her for his success. During a heartfelt speech, Denzel shared, 40 years of sacrifice, 40 years of forgiveness. She taught me about faith, spirituality, love, real love. These words contrast sharply with Steve's reputation for skirt chasing and marital drama. Denzel has also criticized what he sees as a lack of accountability in raising children. He stated, "It starts at home. If a young man doesn't have a father figure, he'll go find one. You can't blame the system." Some believe these comments are a dig at Steve, whose children have dealt with the fallout from his tumultuous personal life. Steve himself admitted in an interview that Denzel once gave him a reality check about their careers, highlighting the different levels of effort required to see their work. During an interview on Club Shay Shay, Steve Harvey shared a story about a big lesson he learned from Los Angeles restaurant during Oscar season, when Denzel decided to explain the huge difference between being a movie star and a TV personality.
People would come up, "Oh my God, Mr. Washington. Oh my God, Mr. Washington. I watch every movie, I go everywhere. Thank you so much, because it's so great sometimes." And just treat them with reverence. Watch how they come up to you when they know you. As soon as they see me, "Mr. Washington, oh my God, stay."
In all his movie star glory, broke it down like this. "To come see me, you've got to get a babysitter, get in your car, stand in line, buy a ticket, stand in another line, get your popcorn and stuff, go to a seat, wait, and I come up on the screen 25 feet tall. Then they leave and they don't see me anymore unless they come to another movie." On the other hand, Steve's connection with his fans is totally different, Denzel explained. They invite you to their house every day. They think you're a relative. Don't have nobody come to their house unless they like them. They invite you to their house, then they're making sandwiches, sitting in their drawers, watching you. You're a relative to them. Denzel's explanation highlighted how people see movie stars as larger-than-life figures because of the separation between their on-screen and real-life personas. TV stars, however, become part of viewers' everyday lives, which can make fans feel closer to them, but sometimes a little too close.
He said the difference is I'm a movie star, you a TV star. They got to pay to come see me. They invite you to their house.
Denzel's reputation isn't just about being a top-notch actor. Fans admire him for staying grounded despite his success. Over the years, he's made it clear that he doesn't buy into the stereotypical celebrity attitude. Back in 2016, during a Hollywood Reporter-Directors Roundtable, Denzel got real about how people romanticize making movies. He said, "People talk about the difficulty of making a movie, and I'm like, send your son to a rock. That's difficult." This blunt statement stood out in a conversation with fellow filmmakers like Mel Gibson and Barry Jenkins, reminding everyone that real struggles exist far from Hollywood sets. Denzel also shared his humble beginnings, working as a garbage man and a postman, experiences that keep him grounded. While some actors hype up the challenges of movie making, Denzel refuses to compare it to the real-life struggles many people face. To him, being in the film industry is a privilege, not a burden. He summed it up perfectly when he said, "Making movies isn't a life-or-death challenge, but rather a gift and an opportunity." That attitude of gratitude is why Denzel stands apart in Hollywood. He's all about authenticity, not putting on airs. In a 1996 appearance on The Oprah Show, Denzel revealed he never sought fame, only excellence in his craft, which surprised both Oprah and her audience. He later told Kelly and Ryan, "I don't even know what Hollywood is. It's a place where they have those little stars on the ground, and people go there and take pictures." Denzel has been open about keeping his circle small, saying he doesn't have many celebrity friends. He once told The Guardian, "I don't have any actor friends. My friends are old friends, an ex-music guy, a restaurant owner, and an ex-pro ball player." He explained it's partly because he doesn't believe in schmoozing or attending parties just to get jobs. Even when this comment stirred controversy, one of Denzel's PR reps clarified that he did mention friendships with actors like Tom Hanks and Julia Roberts, but those parts were cut from the article. Meanwhile, Steve Harvey takes a different view of fame. In a 2016 episode of Family Feud, he shared his own challenges with being famous, comparing it to living in a big PR pretty prison. His answer starts quickly and terrifyingly, until it turns from a PR pretty prison to a conversation about his own situation, seasoned by public exhibition.
Fame is different than what people think. Being famous is like living in a big pretty...
Steve described how fame makes even simple activities like going to the movies or an amusement park nearly impossible. He talked about how his mansion became his escape, saying, "You gotta buy all that stuff. Your house got to be backyard." In a 2019 interview with the Sunday Times, Steve called fame an ugly business with almost no upsides. He shared that when he took his grandkids to see Aladdin, he bought out the whole theater just to have privacy. Him are why fans adore him. Even Jim Carrey has seemingly applied. The answer might lie in his refusal to play their game, his insistence on authenticity, and his commitment to values that don't align with the industry's superficial standards. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.